You cutting heads off. You worried if you cut from this. You cutting heads off. You worried if you cut from the same cloth. You was playing Game Boy, niggas was playing Game Gods. Niggas melly rock on your block with the chain on. Just to get hit up, can't make it. Like Trayvon, just stay calm. Niggas got gay on the stove top, metal like Cragons, turning them heat fine. They paid on debt to purchase more. Like they only wanted 2 ounces, but purchased for. You know we only wanted new houses that's on the shore. But my lawyer gotta study evidence in the court. 2-door sport in the coupe, playing these greasy loops. After every time I shoot, that ski mask turn to a toque. Still running that nation of domination for Rook. P89 and that barrel slide is too cute. Hit up in the dome when they tried ducking. Still better than just standing there and trying nothing. Kill them little pups, I'm a G-dog. I have him in the streets playing leapfrog. American muscle over a Tesla. Pulling out the bulldog like a Presla. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal.
Hold on, let me get some pimpin'. Fuck you think you're doing that? I pull up in a Buick, blast this music. You know how we do it. Like Montel Jordan and these Jordans. All these bitches is swarming. Still I ignore them. It's always boring. Anytime I come through, making girls get abortions. It's Charlie, you know me. Rolling in a Harley with Shorty.
I just hope you got the 40. 20 niggas in dark clothing, that's what we loiter. You should hear the arrogant names these niggas would call. And that bitch was on car. Before Asian or Dream, we had a battery dog. Fuck them all, middle fingers for law. We ain't with the blase blah, hopping up for car. Always asking them what's up with the top. Passerbys ask police what's up with the chalk. Another body, just another day. You acting like you ain't even know the war was underway. That's when we hit you from a blind side. Sitting in the chair and even thinking how the time flies. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. Let me tell you how I feel. You niggas ain't real. That shot ate your food like a meal. I know that they were finished, they came with 3 rounds. Straight up out of G-Town, trains going eastbound. They used to talk about all these niggas, they know it's me now. Package get caught across the border, that's how we rebound. F4TG get Roni, AR Paisley, Trey Bars, we the hardest up in these streets now. You best not trespass here, baby, just keep out. We ain't fuck around with the steering if we gon' wheel out. You ain't got the metaphor, nigga, that's when that skill out. Big clock, big shot, knocking all of your teeth out. By now you know that y'all got heat. They got no bars, but all got beats. Trap music.
Bang like a bus bang. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. If you like cocaine when I rock bang. Let the drum bang like a bus bang. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. If you like cocaine when I rock bang. Music's independent, keeping close to grenade. Got more on me like my phone got paid. Drinking and driving, trucking all different ways. Stuck in the same ass name. Maybe I should write this, or maybe I should write that. No, I don't like this, and no, I don't like that. I want you to feel the shit more than these. I really feel the shit. I really hit my rock black. I don't beat around the bush, I beat around the block.
I can't feed the whole world, but I can show you how to eat.
All I need is a push to make it to the top. High off that cushion, the bottom of the road. Dreams are far-fetched, but I'ma go catch it. You ain't seen bars yet, this is just a message. I'm bringing out hard shit, the blows like a weapon. Packing some more things in case I put the trunk bang like I bust bangs. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang. Addicted like cocaine when I drop flames. Let the trunk bang like I bust bangs. Let my nuts hang while I'm hustling. Ain't in the dope game, but I rap slang.
High times it will feel like 32. Oshawa clear 21. Mississauga clear 20. Kitchener clear skies 23. And Caledon clear 22.
Done the order once.
Clear skies in downtown Toronto 22. Pearson. I'm James Monroe.
I'm Sylvana Timmins, 680 News Time, 7:30.
I don't know what I need more weed and food, but I've been smoking weed all day.
680 News.
Here are Scott Burnett and Caitlin Lee.
This is not the school board approved 3 pieces of pepperoni.
Tuesday, June 16th.
Here's what's making news right now. 14 employees at a Home Depot in Richmond Hill have tested positive for COVID-19. We'll tell you what public health, the company, and their customers have to say about that.
You can hate it, I give a fuck. You're talking to all the old people, they don't give a fuck.
After TSN rejected him for a sportscaster job in the 80s. They don't want to have 2 black reporters. Bell Media has now issued an apology.
Absolutely
The
not.
US is trying to get
They're
a
the
handle
token
on its
black person.
COVID-19
And
numbers.
that's you end up with
but new
people
cases
who in
are
their
on the
world,
rise
they're the
right across
darkest
the country.
person.
Your regional police issuing a warning to
Not
pet
they could,
owners
like,
after
live in the
4
hood
cats
shit.
were found
No
injured in
offense.
Bel Air
Not
Way
more
Park
colors,
in Vaughan.
The Raptors get the go-ahead to travel to Naples ahead of the NBA's return to
The
play.
blackest guy I
The
know,
Prime
so
Minister
this is all
speaks
you know
up
is
on
white people,
NHL
and you're
Hub
white
Cities
too.
Sports
Oh,
45.
yeah.
It's
half
billed
too
as
much.
Canada's first automated restaurant that's opening here in Toronto. But will it cost jobs? We'll ask the owner. Investors gobbled up stocks today. The Dow gained more than
You can
500.
buy
Business
pop
50
at a vending
cents.
machine. In the same store, you can buy the case of pop or the single. Like, really, does anybody give a fuck? Oh, it's automated. We're all going to be out of work.
Good evening. This report brought to you
Does
by
everybody work at it? It's not a restaurant.
AGMRenovations.com. We have 2 heavy spots on the highways. First of all, on the eastbound 401 from east of Highway 6 South. In fact, east
People
of
used to
Highway
get paid
6
to do
South,
laundry
2
by
right
hand,
lanes
and now we
are
have
blocked
washing
for
machines. If you
tractor
go
trailer
there,
fire
there's still people
cleanup.
who really want to
So
get paid, and they
the
still
delay is
do
from east of
laundry
Highway
for you.
6 North to east of Highway 6 South.
It
It's
was one
about
of the
6
big-
kilometers worth of
Yeah.
slow traffic here. To avoid it, you can get off at Highway 6 North and use Wellington Road 34 as your main alternate to get around that, and then you can rejoin at Guelph Line. We do have, if you're traveling the eastbound QEW, problems having cleared east of Dixie, but there are still problems at the 427. The right lane is blocked here because of fire cleanup, vehicle fire cleanup. It was just a car that caught fire, but they're still cleaning up here.
Oh, it's just a
being
car.
put onto a tow right now. So the
Well,
eastbound
there's been truck
QEW
fires and all
is
sorts
slow,
of
off
fucked
and
up
on
shit.
from here, Ontario, over to the 427. It does break up for a very short stretch heading through Dixie, but slows again on your way to the 427. So effectively, it's slow all the way along because of this problem. As you get to the 427, there are only 2 lanes here because 2 lanes branch off to take the ramps to the 427. So with the eastbound QEW at this point, we're only 2 lanes wide. That right lane closed for cleanup, only the left lane's open, so it's not so
There's
good
only
there.
one though, there's one,
The other
right?
minor delay we have is on the westbound 401 heading through Kennedy and the collectors. The right lane is blocked for construction, so slowing a bit here. There's also a stalled vehicle on the west 401
Where's your
ramp to
dog?
Kennedy, blocking the right lane.
Or the other
And
white
we
guy.
have,
One of you has a
northbound
fucking
Black
dog
Creek
you don't
approaching
talk about.
Lawrence, left lane blocked through the collision, so that's really slowing things down along this route as well. AGM can turn your bathroom into a beautiful space for just $2.90 a month. For a free video consultation,
If you
visit
don't pay, we'll trash that shit
AGMRenovations.com.
like
Your
none of
next
it.
report at 7:41, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
We're heading down to 13 degrees overnight tonight. It's going to be crystal clear skies tonight. Mainly sunny tomorrow. Just a little bit of high thin cloud. But again, it's going to be mainly sunny, 27 degrees on the way. Tonight, we're down to a low of 13 degrees.
Right now
It's gonna
downtown,
snow or something,
beautiful
right?
clear sky, 21 degrees, 680 news time, 7:33.
Customers at a busy Home Depot near Yonge and Highway 7 are being urged to get tested for COVID-19.
This after 14 employees came back positive for the virus. 680's Mark Douglas reports. The Home Depot here at 50 Red Maple Road in Richmond Hill still open, and a
So I
long
don't know,
line of
like,
customers has been waiting
is there a
outside all
shitload
day,
of, like,
including
illegal
this man
immigrants
in
looking
his
for cash
70s,
jobs hanging
still
out at this
going
Home Depot?
inside despite so many workers here becoming infected.
I'm not there now, I'm sure. They're probably home getting better, so I'm not afraid.
A statement from Home Depot
Yeah, they're
Canada
not
says
here
all
now.
14 workers are now in quarantine. York Region's Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Karim Kurji, says public health officials became aware of all this back on June 7th,
No.
but it took a week
You're Dr.
before they
Karim
said
Kurji,
anything
you can't be my
publicly.
doctor.
Just like a police investigation, it does take us a while to be able to
I don't feel take you seriously. I'm
this
Dr.
is definite employee-to-employee transmission.
York Public Health says customers who were at this store between May 30th and June 9th and who interacted with staff for at least 10 minutes and were less than 2 meters apart from the staff need to monitor themselves and watch for symptoms and go get tested for COVID-19. In Richmond Hill, I'm Mark Douglas.
So you're going to tell us what this airborne shit again?
Friday, the Ontario government says it will not make face masks mandatory. Health Minister Christine Elliott says she believes it is critical for people to wear masks, but that there are no plans at this time to force retailers to require face coverings.
The guidance and recommendations we've received so far from the Chief Medical Officer of Health, as well as the other public health experts at the command table, is that the physical distancing is still the most important rule to follow, that we should continue to do that for the foreseeable future, and that masks should be worn in situations where that's not going to be possible.
It means indefinitely.
Mayor Frank Scarpitti released a statement Monday asking retailers in his community to implement a no mask, no service policy. This also comes after Mayor John Tory announced the TTC will make it mandatory for riders to wear face masks.
680 News Time at 7:35. An iconic piece of Canadiana was created despite some racist roadblocks. Body Break co-creator Hal Johnson revealing the discrimination he faced trying to get on the air. 680's Asher Rock joins us live from that. Asher.
Scott, if you've watched TV in the past 30 years, you know the song too well. The show's purpose to help Canadians stay healthy and to get in shape. But in a 4-minute video posted onto YouTube, co-founder Hal Johnson says it was also created to combat racism. He says he applied to a sportscasting job at TSN back in 1988 and initially was told that he got it.
At 2 o'clock that afternoon, I got a phone call, and he said, sorry, but the higher-up said because I'm black and they already had Mark Jones, who's now with ESPN, has been there for many years. Because they already have a black reporter, they don't want to have 2 black reporters.
Johnson says he used that rejection to inspire him to create Body Break, which was then rejected by dozens of organizations before it was eventually picked up by Participation. Today, Bell Media, the owner of TSN, issued an apology calling the incident a shameful part of our past. The company says it's committed to amplifying diverse voices as part of its on-air challenge. Reporting
I smell burnt toast lady was in the clan or something.
News Time, 7:37. Another day with less than 200 new COVID-19 cases in Ontario. It comes as the province releases a toolkit to help employers make workplaces safer. 680's Michelle Mackey has more.
Premier Ford today announcing a new downloadable toolkit for employers and business owners to create their own unique safety plans for reopening.
Businesses, they don't use cell
give businesses, employees, and customers and consumers the confidence they need to resume business as usual.
It comes as the province reports 184 new cases of COVID-19. More than 60% of today's cases have been reported in Toronto, Peel, and Windsor-Essex, where 9 migrant worker farms have active outbreaks.
There's 8,000 workers in the Windsor-Essex area. So far, we've tested 724.
Mexico has now banned any more temporary workers from traveling to Canada to work in the agricultural sector.
Yes, it's our fault for getting sick. I bet that's the reasoning.
Here's All News Radio 680 News at 7:38. Fears of a second wave of coronavirus building in the U.S. as restrictions ease. 680's Phil Martino is tracking things south of the border and joins us live with the very latest. Phil.
Scott, over 2 million cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the U.S. so far, but as states reopen, cases of coronavirus and hospitalizations are increasing. ABC's Aaron Kaczynski says no state has gone 2 straight weeks without a jump in cases.
In at least 14 states, the rate of increase surpasses the average number of tests, suggesting it was misleading for Vice President Pence to encourage governors during a conference call to say testing accounts for the greater number of coronavirus cases.
You just
the Institute
fucking say dumb to us because of that. By the way, that wasn't even about race. They see all of us as dumb as livestock slaves. They don't give a fuck if it's Jews building
there's been a
pyramids
30% increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations since the state reopened on May 1st. For Martino, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:39. New York Regional Police providing an update today, warning pet owners to keep a close eye on their animals after a grisly discovery. 4 disfigured cats in a park. It's now a massive City News report.
Investigators have been out canvassing Bel Air Way Park in Vaughan. The latest cat discovered on Sunday. 3 more cats were found near the baseball diamond in that park on May 19th. Officers believe the cats were not killed by any wild animal.
Originally, it wasn't. We weren't
weren't sure whether or not they were caused by animals or whether it was caused by some kind of human interaction. Our belief now is that we believe that this is some kind of physical result from human interaction. So we've been able to identify one of the owners of 2
They don't
cats,
want to tell us what they did.
and we're asking other owners if they're missing their cats or if they have any other information to come forward and talk to us.
Officials are looking for any witnesses to help in the investigation, saying the animal abuse is very concerning.
Police say the case has not been solved.
Toronto's tourism sector was one of the first industries hurt by coronavirus, and it's expected to lose.
Did she get like a feature for that one?
Direct and indirect spending this year. Destination Toronto says tourism generated roughly $6.9 billion in direct spending last year. But Executive Vice President Andrew Weir tells Bloomberg tourism revenue will likely be cut in half due to the pandemic. In order for the industry to fully recover, Weir said businesses and tourists will need to feel safe.
I have to come here. I have to go home.
Reality until there is a vaccine.
Now the 680 News gas price update, and Pro predicts the price will rise 3 cents at midnight to $1.09 a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather is next.
This is 680 News. Hi, my name is Stephen Marsh, and I'm the host of the new Audible original series, How Not to Screw Up Your Marriage Too Bad. Everyone likes to talk about marriage. They love to complain about their own marriages. They love to wonder about what's going on in other people's marriages. Experts and ordinary people profound marital questions like, how do we divide up the money? Can we see other people? How do we stop fighting? The really good answers always turned out to be really surprising. How not to screw up your marriage too bad. Listen there for free.
Everybody around you knew the answers, and you and that person are the ones that didn't.
680 News Time, 741.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is
Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by Global Story Network. We still have 2 heavy spots on the highways. First of all, the eastbound 401, east of Highway 6 South, ongoing truck fire cleanup here. It's a tractor trailer that had the trailer portion catch fire. And so we have delay here because 2 right lanes are still closed for this ongoing cleanup. And as you approach this area, it's heavy approaching Highway 6 South to east of it. About 5 kilometers worth of heavy traffic still to get through as you travel towards the scene of this cleanup here. If you're looking for an alternate, you can try Wellington Road 34 to the north of the 401, which is moving fairly well now. It did get very heavy with traffic looking for alternates, but now it's fine all the way to Guelph Line, and you can come back down to the 401. Alternately, you can use Campbellville Road to the south of the 401, and that will get you around this as well. The other heavy spot is on the eastbound QEW. Approaching the 427, we still have ongoing truck fire, or rather, it's just a regular car fire cleanup here, blocking the right lane. This is in a portion of the East QEW where there are only 2 lanes as you go from the QEW on to the Gardner. So with the right lane blocked, only the left lane's open. Slow here approaching Dixie over to the 427. And just notice the maintenance crews on the eastbound QEW ramp to the northbound 427. We've got the left lane blocked. Looks like they're doing some sweeping of the left shoulder there, so they're likely a moving maintenance crew going to be moving north on the 427 in the express lanes, blocking the left shoulder at least, if not the left lane, so we'll keep an eye on them. A bit of a delay on that eastbound QEW ramp to north 427 as well. A minor delay on the westbound 401 through Kennedy and the collectors. We have the right lane blocked for construction, but the problem on the west 401 ramp to Kennedy has now cleared. Download hockey's favorite podcast. This has been Devols and celebrate episode number 50 with Jim Jerome, Ross Cordell, and special guest Wayne Gretzky. Your next report at 7:51, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsey.
Temperatures tonight down to 13 degrees. It's clear skies tonight. Mainly sunny tomorrow, up to 27. Mainly sunny Thursday and 28. So temperatures slowly rising. The humidity over the next couple of days is still going to be bearable and low. Overnight tonight down to low of 13 degrees.
Downtown Toronto this hour, clear and 21, sunshine and 22 at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 7:43.
A significant update out of the NBA affecting your Toronto Raptors. Sportsnet 590 fans Brent Gunning reports.
If and when the NBA training camps open, the lone team traveling to Florida for them will be the Raptors. That means players like Kyle Lowry won't have to quarantine before training camp, which would have been the case if the Raptors held camp here. The Players Association reminding its members that they will not be disciplined if they do not report to Orlando. However, they will be docked a percentage of their pay for each game missed.
They don't understand. Yeah, but I get the full
testing for all players and staff. We'll see players continue to train on their own in team facilities. Phase 3 will then add coaches to those individual workouts. This is 680 News. H. Williams Pawnbrokers' iconic red sign is a Toronto landmark on Church Street, but it's their outstanding 70-year history that makes them a true landmark. Their reputation for genuine relationships and helping people get over tough times. Visit them. They're not like your bank. They're a licensed pawnbroker. Loans are guaranteed for 1 year with no monthly payments, no appointment needed. Bring your valuables and a mask into their sanitized store and walk out with cash. H. Williams Pawnbrokers. Look for the big red pawnbroker sign, 145 Church Street, north of Queen.
Four white black guys in a black police car with no tint on the window.
That's bullshit.
All wearing masks. All wearing masks.
Trying to do Google AdWords yourself can be bad for business and frustrating. Pretty soon you're not using AdWords, you're using bad words. Your mother would want you to use Search Kings instead. Google hand-selected Search Kings as a Google Premier Partner. And they're Canadian. Want a do-it-yourself job? Fix the fence. You want to stand out where your customers are online? Switch to Search Kings.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is 22 degrees and clear. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Caitlin Lee.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories right now.
14 employees have tested positive for COVID-19 at a Home Depot in Richmond Hill. They're now in quarantine. Health officials urging customers who spend a lot of time at the store, Yonge and Highway 7, to also get tested. The iconic
you better put that out in Spanish, man, and Chinese.
Co-creator Hal Johnson faced a major racist roadblocks.
They can read written shit that can fucking build a house.
Hired at TSN in 1988 because they already had a black reporter. Bell Media issuing a formal apology. York Regional Police issuing a warning to pet owners.
Can you explain how somebody managed to steal 20 grand of your stock out of my fucking pocket when I was... Yeah, you cocksucker.
They're appealing to the public for information. Now time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet.
Okay, how big the fan.
Here's Show Ali.
With the NBA's return to play playing closer to fruition, teams have been looking to the league for some guidance. The announcement came down from online today as the NBA directed teams to have players report to their home cities by June 22nd for mandatory COVID-19 testing on June 23rd. Because of travel restrictions, the NBA announced that the Raptors, and only the Raptors, will be directed to Naples, Florida. There, the Raptors will use Alto Arena at the Florida Gulf Coast University as their practice facility. Some news out of Ottawa regarding the NHL's return to play. In his daily press conference, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau addressed the hub city's concerns, saying Canada is open to easing the restrictions for the NHL's plan, but will leave it up to local health authorities. The three cities currently vying for the bid are Toronto, Edmonton, and Vancouver. And the Sabres made a front office change today. GM Jason Botterill was fired after 3 years on the job. He's replaced by first-time GM Kevin Adams. Sports at 15 and 45, pass every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/59.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about clearing the air with Dad this Father's Day.
If you've got a beef with your old dad, you should get an Echo PV2520 handheld blower.
How will that help? And now I want beef.
This Echo gas-powered blower will definitely clear the air, as well as leaves and grass clippings. Powerful, productive, lightweight. It makes the perfect peace offering at just $199.95.
See, I love you, Dad, with an Echo handheld blower from Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
Here's to the road ahead. Here's to haircuts, hugs, and holidays. Here's to the things we miss and look forward to. Here's to Canada and Canadians. And if it's time for a new car, here's to you. Right now, lease the 2020 Honda Civic LX from just $59.99%. And
well, I don't know who you're yelling at, so I can't hear what the fuck you're saying.
680 News Time, 7:48.
Police say the person behind the wheel of an SUV that crashed in North York parking lot today definitely should not have been driving. 680's Irene Precklin explains why.
Not only did the driver not have a license, their feet probably not able to reach the pedals. Toronto police say a 4-year-old was
they would have found him dead.
SUV crashed in a parking lot in the Dufferin and Steeles area.
You know, and we've been harping on this for so long, not to leave children unattended in vehicles, because, you know, normally we'd be thinking about the consequences.
Hey, why don't you faggots ever show up for that shit?
It's too hot, they don't have water, they can dehydrate.
Constable Dave Hopkinson says the SUV crashed into 2 stop signs, but amazingly, no one was hurt. No word yet on whether any charges will be laid against the child's caregiver. I'm Irene Precklin.
680 News Time, 7:49. A key COVID-19 aid program for Canadians is being extended, as are restrictions at the U.S. border. The Prime Minister has no problem with the NHL setting up a hub city in Canada.
Even as we start to reopen, a lot of people still need this support.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the Canada Emergency Response Benefit is being extended by another 8 weeks so that millions of Canadians still struggling to find work amid this pandemic will not be left without any help.
We're going to make sure that all of our supports are working effectively to get Canadians back on their feet.
The first wave of applicants were due to lose their benefits late this month, but they will now be able to access them until late August. This was a key demand by the NDP for its support in a conference vote tomorrow over government estimates. If the Liberals lose the vote, the government would fall. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also announcing an extension to the restrictions of non-essential travel at the Canada-U.S. border. They will continue at least another month until July 21st. Essential travel like trade and commerce will continue. The Prime Minister also cool with a Canadian city becoming a hub for the NHL.
We are comfortable with moving forward on an NHL hub in one of 3 Canadian cities that are.
One of 3. He's very
the NHL will make the final decision.
He sees what they're doing to
Vancouver and Toronto are in the running.
He said we could have one. Why can't we have 2? This is one out of the all.
680 News Time, 7:51.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Let's check in with Kyle Hawking.
This report brought to you by City TV. All right, we're in good shape now on the eastbound QEW. That vehicle fire cleanup approaching the 427, all cleared. So this route is now trouble-free and delay-free. Finally, after we had a number of issues over the last hour and a half, really slowed things down on the East QEW, but now we're in good shape. We still have the sweeping going on north 427, north of the QEW and Gardner in the Express. MTO's blocking the left lane. Crews are sweeping off the shoulder. It looks like it's a moving maintenance crew. So they'll be moving along. Right now it's just causing a minor delay, not too bad. You'll find if you travel with the 401, things already slowing away to Toronto and starting to slow in Toronto because of construction. So the eastbound QEW, first of all, we have this, pardon me, eastbound 401, we have this tractor trailer fire cleanup east of Highway 6 South. 2 right lanes are still blocked, and it's causing delays from approaching 6 South to east of it. It's about 6 kilometers worth of slow traffic, with traffic just getting through in that left lane. And you can take Campbellville Road to the south or Wellington Road 34 to the north. Either one works as alternates to get you over to Guelph Line. We then have delays on the East 401 from Dufferin to the Allen in the collectors. The right lane is closed here, and a stretch of the collectors where there are only 2 lanes. So you're just using a left lane here. That's busy. There are also lane restrictions in the Express, but the collectors are slowing. The Express aren't too bad.
Like half of one
and from the westbound 401, with a bit of a delay through Kennedy in the collectors, we have the right lane closed there for more construction. And one more note, that collision we had northbound Black Creek approaching Lawrence has cleared, so no major issues on city streets. Wednesday on Breakfast Television, renowned filmmaker director opens up about a new initiative to keep Toronto safe. Breakfast Television, 6 a.m. weekdays on City TV. Your next report at 8:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Temperatures and humidity will continue to go up as we head towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's going to increase the thunderstorm risk at that point. In the meantime, it's going to be mainly sunny over the next couple of days. We wake up to 13 degrees tomorrow, 27 degrees the high Wednesday, 28 on Thursday, 29 on Friday. We'll have a little bit more cloud, and that humidex on Friday in the mid-30s. Weekend with the humidity will feel like around 37, 38. So it's a hot Father's Day weekend. Mainly sunny on Saturday, and Sunday will increase the cloud and bring in that risk of thunderstorms into the city of Toronto. But just watch out London, Kitchener, Waterloo, and Caledon Friday and Saturday. You may see storms there. Overnight tonight down to a low of 13 degrees.
Right now in downtown Toronto, clear and 21 degrees, 22 at Pearson Airport. 680 News Time, 7:53.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Walmart.
Now at Walmart, save $1.70 on a box of Deli Express chicken strips, nuggets, or wings. Now only $4.77. That's another reason why grocery bills are lower at Walmart.
Willowdale Nissan, Canada's #1 retail dealer 5 years in a row. Get their strongest
by the way, no matter what I look like, from my perspective, I still would have been the only one. I didn't say the white place.
2019 Qashqai, 2019 Kicks, and 2019 Micros. There has never been a better time to buy.
They have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles that
are truly the cream of the crop. Come and experience the Willowdale way. Visit WillowdaleNissan.com.
It's kind of funny because
680 News.
These assholes done up for like $20 Canadian today.
If you're ready to start leaving your home as the province gradually enters stage 2, you'll be happy to know the massive zip line in Niagara Falls is reopening this week, with the Niagara region getting the green light to reopen Friday. While the Play Niagara Falls announced on Instagram the zip line will be open to the public, while places new guidelines from the government are in place and customers are being asked to pre-book and complete waivers online. Hours and availability also limited, so be sure to check online before you head out. A Vaughan long-term care home is being sued for $15 million. The lawsuit on behalf of families and residents of Woodbridge Vista Care Community alleges the facility operated by Sienna Senior Living failed to protect residents because of inadequate preventative and responsive measures to the pandemic. As a result, there was mass spread of the virus and severe staffing shortages, leading to neglect, permanent injuries, even death. At least 23 residents at the facility died after contracting COVID-19, and over 100 others tested positive for the virus. This is 680 News.
Hi, it's Tony Chapman, host of the podcast Chat If It Matters. Thanks to the incredible support of RBC, we're focusing on the heart of the Canadian economy, small businesses. The Fresco, Ontario owns Sur Mesure, made-to-measure menswear. Jeannie Becker, international fashion expert, says he's missing half the market.
Women are really creating these well-constructed quality uniforms now. It fits never right. They can never get something to fit right.
It's been on the radar for a long time, but I think it's also getting increased the brand.
Download Chat If It Matters wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks again to RBC for your support of Small Business Matters.
680 News Time, 7:56.
Now, time for your business report. Here is Richard Seller.
Good evening. This is quite interesting. Canadians' debt loads have dropped for the first time in 10 years. And it's because we haven't been using our credit cards very much over the past 3 months.
Because no matter how electronic it gets, you still like to go out and buy stuff physically from your hand.
Last year. Still, the average debt stands at $23,300.
So fuck all that shit about the app.
But Canadians are servicing it well. Insolvencies or bankruptcies are
down
all these levels.
use any of them.
Thanks largely.
Don't you have to pay first with credit cards
from the federal government
and
thanks to mortgage deferrals from the big banks. It's interesting to see, though, how with stores
all these people using apps to get to this. Supposedly, because I've been using the damn telephone.
Very much
it works just fine.
All right, meantime, this is interesting, too. The sugar industry.
By the way, that smartphone of yours, you tap the right buttons, it will
turns
make
out we're eating a lot less sugar here the last 3 months of COVID-19. The global closure of restaurants, sporting arenas, and movie theaters has demand for sugar dropping for the first time in 40 years. Now, a lot of this is tied to some of the biggest consumers of sugar, like the pop companies. In the first 3 weeks of April alone, Coca-Cola said its volumes were down 25%. Sugar consumption set to slip 1.2% this quarter. It was a pretty sweet day on the markets. Best day of the week, actually. The TSX closed higher by 156 points, up 1% to 15,515. Bay Street down now about 7% on the year. The Dow was up 526 points, 2% to 26,289. S&P up 1.9%. NASDAQ up 169 points today. A lot of this owes to the fact that U.S. retail sales jumped almost 18% from April to May. A strong reading showing that the U.S. consumer is shopping again. Canadian dollar up to 73.79 cents U.S. This is 680 News.
Canadians are starting to open their doors again. Nissan is ready with amazing deals. Finance 2020 Nissan Rogue for 2019
Super Mario 2, Super Mario
0% up to 84 months. Or get up to 5,000 cash purchase bonus on other select models. Visit choosenissan.ca. Contact your local dealer to find out.
This Ramaphosa guy looks scary, eh? How do I see the problem with the boxes? I haven't figured out how to down. I can't write, I don't have to write names. I don't know how to fucking switch down the That's gonna be my fucking profile.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pick up is quick and easy. You'll
tell my kids this thing.
And get a maximum tax credit.
fall asleep, I will send you back there. He will tell you worse stories. Let's go look on this.
Coy Brothers. The Stihl MS-170 chainsaw makes the perfect Father's Day gift.
Especially when it's on sale for $199.95.
Stihl at Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
Right, because I can see it in the studio.
Checking some regional conditions. Clear sky in Oakville. It is 20 degrees. In Brampton, a clear sky, 22. Milton, 23 degrees and clear. In downtown Toronto, 21 degrees and clear. 22 at Pearson. 680 news time, 8 o'clock.
If you were to deliver a package and this guy answered the door, he'd be like, just hope to God you could just get out of there and leave. He's looks to you like, you park next to Mike, you step on the road, like you just wait for them to ask you.
Home Depot in Richmond Hill has had 14 employees come down with COVID-19. We have reaction from York Region Public Health, the company, and the customers who are still lining up to get in.
For decades, these 90-second spots have helped Canadians stay healthy and fit. But the co-founder says it spawned from a series of racist incidents.
I've been saying this shit for years.
COVID-19 toolkit allowing employers to create reopening plans specific to their unique workplaces. Ontario reports less than 200 new cases. More alarming COVID-19 numbers coming out of the U.S. No state has gone 2 straight weeks without an increase in new cases.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau comments on easing restrictions for the NHL, and the Sabres make a change within the front office. Sports at 15.
Interesting news in on our debt loads. They're dropping during the lockdown. We're taking a look at that. Investors were doing some buying on the markets. The Dow jumping more than 500 points. Details in Business at 26.
And then Black
Temperature traffic and weather together on the ones over at the traffic center. Good evening, Kyle Hawking. Good evening. This report brought to you by Lexus of Richmond Hill. The big issue on the highways right now is if you're traveling toward Toronto on the eastbound 401, east of Highway 6 South, it's 2 right lanes still blocked for ongoing cleanup for the tractor-trailer fire. The trailer portion of the tractor-trailer caught fire, and so that's still being removed from the highway. Only the left lane open here, and it's heavy, well, just as you approach the area. Approaching Highway 6
what's that mean when the tires are flat?
About 4.5 kilometers worth of slow traffic now, so it continues to steadily improve, but still quite busy. We then have delayed through the Allen in the Express and in the Collectors now. In the Express, the right 2 right lanes are blocked.
You're not supposed
to stop. Yeah,
maybe. I'm not sure what you're supposed to traffic around this city. I have no idea what you're supposed to do.
And then as you approach the Port Hope area, approaching Toronto Road, 2 left lanes are blocked for paving. So still 7.5 kilometers worth of slow traffic here from approaching the Port Hope Road over to Toronto Road. The westbound 401 seeing a minor delay through Kennedy and the Collectors. The right lane's closed for construction, and that's all. The rest of our highway's not doing too badly right now. We have just maintenance here and there and a few other spots.
Are you a Ranger?
Some ramps on the QEW. The ramp to Winston Churchill closed, and the Winston Churchill ramps to West QEW are also being shut down. The demonstrator event is now on at Lexus of Richmond Hill. Shop online to view these incredible offers in the comfort of your own home, only at lexusofrichmondhill.com. Your next report at 8:11, and with the forecast, here's Natasha Ramsahai.
Another clear night tonight, down to 13 degrees. It's going to be a little warmer tomorrow, but at least the humidity is staying low, so it's still comfortable, especially if you can find some shade. Mainly sunny with a high of 27 degrees. Tonight, down to a low of 13 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, 21 degrees and clear is 22 at Pearson. 680 News Time, 8:03.
Home Depot in Richmond Hill is out with a warning today after more than a dozen employees tested positive for COVID-19.
680's Mark Douglas joins us with details from the hardware giant's location at Yonge and Highway 7.
One Home Depot, 14 employees contracting COVID-19. The store here at 50 Red Maple Road in Richmond Hill is still open with a long lineup of customers.
I wash my hands as soon as I come out and I have sanitizer with me.
So you're okay, you're good.
Well, I'm nervous. There's stuff I need, and I have to
You're going to get sick off the reporter.
Home Depot Canada confirms the 14 employees are all in quarantine, and the company is working closely with York Region Public Health. Extra precautions have been put in place, including deep cleaning and extra sanitization several times per day. York's medical officer of health, Dr. Karim Kurji, says it took about a week of investigating before they said anything publicly.
So we became aware of it on June the 7th. We found that the dates of onset of the symptoms were from June 2nd to June the 8th.
Kurji says anyone who shopped here between May 30th and June 9th and who was interacting with the staff for 10 minutes or more, less than 2 meters away from that staff, needs to go get a COVID-19.
It's a train that lasts like 5 kilometers an hour, scrubbing off the fucking speed. It's a shitload of noise.
Says he's holding back on making that move.
Premier Ford is highly recommending people wear a mask when they go out, but he's stopping short of making them mandatory.
We work with the retailers. We don't want to
doesn't regulate clothing and uniforms.
I highly recommend you go outside and you're in
Can I get that damn elevator, please?
Centers, wear a mask.
The mayor of Markham, Frank Scarpitti, is calling on the province to make masks mandatory. His region can move to the next phase of reopening this Friday.
No, you could just pass a municipal bylaw, you moron.
He's asking all store owners in Markham to implement a no mask, no service policy. Now, masks will be mandatory on the TTC.
Anybody that fights it will get beat up before it gets
he believes that requiring customers to wear face masks is a good idea. The decision is ultimately up to the retailers.
A new city program being rolled out to allow patios to expand onto curb lanes when restaurants reopen may not be as easy as advertised. Mark McAllister, City News, is speaking with the chairman of the Bloor Annex BIA about how municipal red tape is threatening the well-being of the neighborhood.
The city is still the city. It's a big bureaucracy with lots of hoops to jump through.
The Cafe TO program has been created to expand patios and streamline the process to get approvals. Bike lanes along Bloor in the Annex prevent the use of curb space, though, which is exactly what the city's plans call for. Instead, businesses are looking to use public space next to buildings and side streets.
This is where we get into difficulty with the city because they hadn't imagined a streetscape quite like the Annex.
The Cafe TO program has yet to actually be dynamic. It still has to go through the mayor's executive committee and city council.
No one is going to thank us if 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks from now, we have some huge uptick again and we have to start closing things down. That is a nightmare.
I don't think you understand. Is the process 8 weeks of zero,
giving some flexibility.
90! You motherfuckers aren't paying attention.
Businesses were able to start applying for Cafe
these people
TO
aren't
on
coming from
Monday.
Asia,
The
they're
city
coming from
received
Europe.
32 applications as of this morning.
680 News Time, 8:07.
High school Greenland,
Canada's favorite fit couple joined the conversation on anti-black racism today with a compelling story of workplace discrimination, revealing that a racially charged job rejection helped spark the inspiration for their hit series of body break commercials. 680's Asher Roth joins us live with the details. Asher.
Yeah, Scott, you've seen the commercials and you've heard that song. There's no real excuse not to have fun this summer.
Holy fuck, I'm just waiting
for participating in all sorts of activities.
In a 4-minute video posted online, co-founder Hal Johnson revealing that keeping Canadians fit wasn't the sole reason that he and his now wife Joanne McLeod launched the initiative. It was also to combat racism. Johnson says he was rejected for a sportscasting job with TSN back in 1988 because the network said it already had a black reporter.
Oh, yeah, they would say that back then because there was no recording and put it on Facebook.
That same year when he was asked to switch spots so that he was no longer standing next to a white female actress.
So at lunch, I then talked to the assistant director as we're in the buffet line, and I just tapped him on the shoulder and I asked him, why did you switch the two of us? And he said, well, he laughed. He said, well, the client really didn't want you next to the white girl because, God forbid, somebody might think you're with the white girl.
Today, Bell Media, the owner of TSN, apologized for the incident, saying we recognize that even 30 years later, there is still much work to do to improve our commitment to and editorial diversity. Reporting live, Asher Roth, 680 News.
10 levels deep like
680 News Time, 8:08.
Don't alienate anybody.
But now businesses keep both their workers and clients safe.
Premier
Ford today announcing a new downloadable toolkit designed for employers to create specific reopening plans catered to their unique workplaces.
This is about giving businesses and owners the tools and resources they need to adapt and succeed
It comes amidst an ongoing COVID-19 outbreak
the point
in
is
the
they don't
migrant
want to
worker community in
alienate
Windsor, Essex County. Of the roughly
anybody.
8,000 workers, Ford says that only
all those
724 have
racists
been
out there, they
tested,
won't think nothing of
despite
the
a
black
new
guy.
testing
Yes, they
center.
will.
We just have
move
to
over. I
give
don't
the
care.
farmers and the workers confidence to come out and get tested.
Change the channel like I do when I
Region
use
and the city of
black
Toronto make up more than 60% of today's new COVID-19 cases. Ontario is reporting 184 new patients, 11 additional deaths, and 218 recoveries. I'm Michelle Mackey.
Stateside new cases of COVID-19 and hospitalizations increasing right across the country. 680's Phil Martino tells us no state has gone 2 straight weeks without seeing an increase. She joins us live with more, Phil.
That's what I spell it. South. There we go. SOUF. South.
As in at least 14 states, the rate of increase surpasses the average number of tests. In Texas, Governor Greg Abbott insists that his state has the hospital capacity to care for a rising number of COVID-19 patients.
We remain laser focused on maintaining abundant hospital capacity.
A hospital official in Texas is now reporting a 30% increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations since the state reopened on May 1st. Over 2 million cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the U.S. so far. The Institute for Health Metrics now predicts over 200,000 coronavirus deaths in the U.S. by October. Phil Martino, 680 News.
Helping you navigate our new world.
And looking forward to a life resume.
Sometimes physical health helps compensate for mental.
Now the 680 News gas price update and processed price of gas going to go up 3 cents at midnight to $1.09 a liter at most GTA stations.
Spending too much time with your family? Here are 2 others you might want to consider. The Griffin.
What? TC, you're joking.
And the Belchers.
Exactly.
Otherwise known as Family Guy and Bob's Burgers on City TV now. 2 hilarious families that might just help you stay indoors with your own.
Can't believe you invited the whole family.
Family Guy and Bob's Burgers. You can't choose your family, but you can choose the families you binge. Watch anytime, on demand, on the app, or at City TV now.
Ramaphosa. You want me to go get Grandpa Ramaphosa? No, then you stay up all night and make sure nobody comes in those windows. You know they're going to try. Every sound you hear, you better check.
Eastbound 401 on your way to the GTA, east of Highway 6 South. 2 right lanes still blocked for tractor-trailer fire cleanup. This fire happened just after 4 o'clock this afternoon, so we're coming up on hour number 4 of the cleanup here. It's a 4.5 kilometer backup from approaching 6 South to east of it, where only the left lane is getting past this, and the MTO have not offered a timeline for how much longer this cleanup will take. We then have delays from approaching Dufferin to the Allen, both express and collectors. In the express, 2 right lanes closed. In the collectors, the right lane is blocked off. However, there's only 1 lane getting through in the collectors because there's only 2 lanes here. So even though it's only the right lane closed, only the left lane's open. Whereas in the express, there are 4 lanes in this particular stretch. So there's still 2 left lanes getting through, even though 2 right lanes are closed. The bottom line is, now that I've confused you, East 401 is slow, approaching Dufferin to the Allen.
You're slow,
and collectors with construction. The rest of the way, not bad until you get to Port Hope. We still have delays east of Port Hope, east of the Port Hope en route to approaching Toronto Road. 2 left lanes are blocked for construction. That's about 7 kilometers worth of slow traffic there. Westbound 401, just 1 minor delay through Kennedy in the collectors. Right lane closed here for construction. And then we just have a few ramp closures to let you know about. The ramps to and from Winston Churchill on the west QEW are closed, so there's no access at all there. And then we have on the 407, the ramp to Airport Road closed, westbound 407 ramp to Airport Road closed, and northbound Airport Road ramp to West 407 also off limits. Your next report at 8:21, and with the forecast, here's Natasha.
We're back up to 27 degrees tomorrow, so it's about 3 degrees warmer than today. Mainly sunny skies, continuing a breeze off the lake up to 20 kilometers per hour, and still mainly sunny on Thursday. May see some of that high thin cloud, but it's going to stay dry all week long with a high of 28 degrees on that Thursday. Tonight we're down to a low of 13 degrees. Right now in downtown Toronto, it is 21 degrees and clear, 22 at Pearson. 6 years time, 8:14.
There has been a lot of debate about face masks and if they work to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and if kids should be wearing them at all. Toronto pediatrician Dr. Dina Kulik is going to help us clear up some of the confusion in an interview with 680 News this week. You can watch it live on our Facebook page Thursday at 2 p.m. Your headlines are next.
This is 680 News.
Save the world. Wear a mask. All of us at CanadaMaskSupply.ca thank you for doing your part to protect yourself and those around you by wearing a face mask or face shield. Now we offer a family convenience pack of masks and hand sanitizer, and a commercial convenience pack that includes masks, hand sanitizer, and face shields. Both value priced. Visit our website at
stupid story. Can you get a server that would
and to buy directly.
Rogers is working with over 100 years to ensure the most important connections
What about the people at the back
and I'll
of the show, Brandon?
And I'll she's sleeping, honey. Have a good shift.
Because that's how we'll move forward together. To help support our frontline workers, donate today at frontlinefund.ca. This is All News Radio, 680 News.
We've got a clear sky in downtown Toronto, sitting at 21 degrees. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Scott Burnett.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour.
If you've recently taken a trip to the Richmond Hill Home Depot up at Highway 7, there you're being asked to monitor for symptoms of COVID-19. This after 14 employees tested positive for the virus. The company made aware of the test results back on June 7th. One of Canada's fittest couples became a household name in part after a racially charged job rejection. Hal Johnson revealing in a YouTube video today he was dropped by TSN just hours after being hired as a commentator back in 1988 because the network had already had a black personality on the job. And Ontario reporting 184 new COVID-19 cases today, just over 32,500 in total. Most of the new cases in Toronto and Windsor. Those are the only 3-hour areas. Still not a lot of clarity from the